Welcome to the Newark Regional Business Partnerships Engage and Exchange podcast. Join us for business insights and meaningful conversations with NRBP's member organizations. Thank you to our podcast host sponsor, the Martin Tuchman School of Management at NJIT. Additional support for NRBP's Engage and Exchange podcast is provided by PSEG and LISC New Jersey. Hello, I'm Ferlanda Fox-Nixon, President and CEO of the Newark Regional Business Partnership. We are the premier chamber of commerce for the greater Newark region. Our guest today is Cheryl McCants, founder and CEO of Impact Consulting Enterprises. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today, Cheryl. We always like to start off by just learning a little bit about yourself. So what would you like for us to know?
Well, I would like everyone to know that I am an entrepreneur, which is different than simply being a business owner, right? Because entrepreneurs start it, business owners run it. So we work hand in hand with each other. That said, I, as you mentioned, am the founder and CEO of Impact Consulting Enterprises. For 36 years, we have been telling award-winning stories. What we do is help connect invisible brands, invisible clients, invisible companies with invisible communities. So we make the invisible visible.
Very good. And what motivated you to start your practice?
Well, I met a woman named Deborah Watring, Deb Watring from Birmingham, Alabama, right near Talladega. And I was in a training program. I had just finished my undergraduate from Brown University. I met her. She had her own business. And Deb said, "Cheryl, you should try this." And I said, "Really?" So I did. And I realized that it was more important to help people learn how to communicate with folks than it was to do anything else.
Okay. And so the clients that you represent, can you kind of give us a profile of your typical client?
Sure. So it's morphed over the years. Right now, we have three verticals that we focus on. One is healthcare, life sciences, and pharmaceutical. The other is education. And the third is mission-driven organizations. And that's because those are near and dear to myself and my entire team.
And talking about your team, how large is your team?
Well, it varies depending upon, the day and the project. We have, or I have 2 offices in New Jersey. We have location in Chicago. We have folks in California, down in St. Croix, Washington, D.C. And we also have a freelance designer in the Ukraine. So we're all over.
I didn't know you had this global enterprise going on. Congratulations to you. So you're based in Newark? You have a
Yes.
location in Newark?
Yes.
And speak to us about Newark.
Newark, I love the city of Newark. I can tell you that my team, from a public relations and a communications perspective, we worked with Mayor Baraka during his first term to really get the word out, to help people understand that Newark is better than you believe, and Newark has more potential than you can consider. And we've started to show that. And over the years, we've been able to get developers to come. We've been able to get people to move back to New Jersey. One of my media folks just recently moved from Boston and now is here in Newark. And so Newark is a metropolitan mecca with so many things that people, and I'm learning new things every day myself.
So that makes me think of the Festival United Newark
Yes.
initiative, that you're really critical to the success of the festivals that are profiled and supported through that initiative. Talk to us about that.
So Festivals United Newark, aka FUN, right? This was the first time that the major festival organizers in the city of Newark got together to work together under one umbrella. And so that included everything from Lincoln Park Music Festival to the Newark Arts Museum and their Gold Ball, to the Winter Village, to Afrobeat, to the Pride Parade and Festival. And what we were able to do, Impact Consulting, as a PR initiative, we were able to help tell the story of how everyone can have fun in Newark. It was hugely successful. I'm looking forward to continuing to move on. We had a 75,000% return on investment. So we got media coverage. CBS local news came out, did some weather hits. News 12 also had coverage from global travel magazines. So, really letting people all around the world know that Newark is a travel destination.
And then, so that's a great success story. What are some challenges that you've faced?
Challenges crop up every day. So I would say that the biggest challenge is being able to stay on top of what's happening. The news cycle is constantly moving. And so the challenge is, can we get people's attention? Can we get their mind space? Are we able to truly help folks hear what is happening? And so the challenge is society sometimes.
Okay. And then what are some of your pet projects or clients that are community related that you're focused on?
So, similar to NRBP, which I love, the Newark Regional Business Partnership, I'm a board member here. I'm also on the board for the New York, New Jersey Minority Supplier Development Council. And they are committed similarly as we are to helping see businesses grow. So I can tell you that the economic growth of our communities, the development of future generations, is extremely important to not just me, but to my team. We are like family. We fight, we fuss, we love each other, we celebrate our birthdays. That's really big. And so, from a pet project perspective, it is supporting mission driven organizations. And the pet project for the year, every year we take one project. It's the Patterson Adult Community Education School. And we have taken them, we're just starting, we've taken them under our wing, and we're helping them to tell their story and to illuminate the offerings that they provide.
Okay. I do have a question about your career path and what advice you would have to someone who really wanted to start their own PR or marketing firm.
Think long and hard, be committed. I am a lifelong learner. And so I think that education is critical. I've always tell folks, if you think you know everything, you'll never learn anything. And with that, study your craft, study the area that you want to focus on, be intentional. If you want to start your own business, whether it's PR or marketing or anything, you can't give up. You have to stick to it and never give up.
And when you're recruiting for talent to help you, what are the attributes that you're looking at?
I always tell people that I need critical thinkers. And a simple qualification is, can you think and do? You can't just think and not do anything. You can't just do and not think about what you're doing. So I like curious learners and people that are committed and can think and do.
And where do we go to find out more about impact consulting?
You can follow us on our social channels. Our website is as in electronic, impactconsulting.com. Find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. And apparently my team is telling me I'm soon to be on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Very good. That's exciting. Um, is there anything else you'd like to share before we close it out?
I would just like to say thank you for not only the opportunity to come here, but for your leadership at Newark Regional Business Partnership. And I think that as an organization, it is critical for all of us within the greater Newark area to not simply come together to have lunch or come together to hear music or drinks. I don't know if people do that, but it is for us to do business with one another and to support the growth and the development of our economic region.
So, in addition to the advice that you gave for someone who wants to start their own PR practice, what about educationally? Where did you start? What did you study? And what would you recommend someone major in?
Great question. I have a couple of undergraduate degrees from Brown University. They are in business economics and organizational behavior and management. I was originally a biomedical engineering major because I was determined to make the first Black bionic woman. That was my goal. And so over the course of my time at Brown, I studied and lived abroad in South America, went to La Universidad de los Andes to study. And what I learned is that you can craft your own path if you think long and hard enough about it. And that's what I was able to do at Brown. I then went to Columbia Graduate School of Journalism because while I was walking through the streets of New York one day, someone walked up to me and said, "Hey, would you like to be on TV?" And I said, sure. So I was modeling at the time. I was a cigar girl for Club 21. I was a bartender. I was figuring out how to start my own business. And then I wound up being originally a host, a co-host, and an associate producer for Woman of the Week talk show. Through that, I realized that I was a fabulous storyteller and had the gift of being able to discern what was happening to really connect with folks. And then that made me decide to pursue a career in marketing, communications, public relations. All the while, whenever there was a client that I wanted or a vertical that I needed to know about, I went and got a degree in it. Needed to do some project management. I have a master's in project management. Needed to learn more about the public sector. I have a master's in public policy. So you don't have to go that hard in. It's much easier today, but I would say learn what you want.
So I would like to add that I believe the eclectic journey also lends well for storytelling. So would you agree with that statement?
Oh, absolutely. I think that the more it's called diverse, right? If you want to, but eclectic, right? So the more varied your background, the better able you are to connect the dots. And it's all about, as I said, making the invisible visible. And you don't know what people need to see until you can understand from their perspective why it really matters to them.
So you talked about Festivals United Newark. What else are you particularly proud of, so excited to share with us?
So Festivals United Newark is part of that mission-driven work that we support. The other thing that I'm super excited about is our experience and our continued journey in the healthcare, pharmaceutical, and life sciences space. So we have provided added bench. We've been the prime, the sub on a variety of opportunities to elevate health systems, to help biopharmaceutical companies connect with their global commercialization teams. But most importantly, we were very instrumental in making and increasing awareness around COVID and the COVID vaccine, particularly in our communities. And so it's something that we're very proud of to have been a part of. And healthcare, pharmaceutical, life sciences, we have to be healthy in order to be successful.
So you're a member of NRBP. Why did you select NRBP as your chamber to really kind of dig in deep? Because you're on the board of directors. You've been on for a couple of terms now. So why NRBP?
I did my research, right? And I looked at other chambers. I looked at other organizations. And I had to decide where was I going to spend my time because I want to be committed. I want to be supportive. And the Newark Regional Business Partnership showed me that you care about us. And this organization is committed to making sure that the greater Newark area not only stays alive, but thrives. And so NRBP is committed to us. And so I'm committed to NRBP.
Yay. Thank you. And thank you for the support that you've given us through your leadership on the board. Thank you for joining us today. As always, I'd like to leave you with a quote. Quality means doing it right when no one is looking. That comes to us from Henry Ford. Thanks again for joining us. Thank you for listening to NRBP's Engage in Exchange podcast. Tune in next time for more NRBP member organization insights. For more information about our organization, visit www.newarkrbp.org. Thank you again to our podcast host sponsor, the Martin Tuchman School of Management at NJIT. Additional support for NRBP's Engage in Exchange podcast is provided by PSEG and LISC New Jersey.